Welcome to a Legendarium special about the Arbatel de Magia Veterum, a godly book of white magic. During the year 1575, a book written by an unknown author was published in Basel, Switzerland. The Arbatel de Magia Veterum, a tome of only 35 pages, created a sensation among the literate public. Some scholars believe that an alchemist named Jacques Cobery might be the nameless author, but this is not known for certain. It is believed that Swiss physician Theodor Zwinger served as the book's editor, and it is known that the Italian printer Pietro Perna published it. A host of writings either praised or criticized the Arbatel, with John Dee of England being an active promoter of the book. Unlike most books promising supernatural powers, its instructions are relatively straightforward, like a book of spiritual advice and proverbs. The Arbatel reads much like a mystical self-help book, and unlike some other occult manuscripts that contain dark magic and malicious spells, the Arbatel does not. Instead, it teaches readers how to live an honest and honorable life, even starting with a list of the different kinds of magicians and which are good or bad. Its kernels of wisdom include: live for yourself and the muses, avoid the friendship of the multitude, and flee the mundane and seek heavenly things. The most frequently cited book in the Arbatel is the Bible. It appears that the author of the Arbatel must have committed many portions of the Bible to memory, and this deeply influences his writings. Nonetheless, most of the Arbatel lists a series of rituals to invoke 7 heavenly governors and their hosts, who supposedly rule over the provinces of God's universe. These governors include Bethel, who brings miraculous medicines, Phalak, who brings victory in war, and Eraton, who makes hairy men. That power seems a little random. Yet each of these 7 angelic governors are wholly the creation of the author and appear nowhere else, either in pagan mythology or the Bible. The ability to perform these rituals is supposedly only for a person who is born to magic from his mother's womb, in the author's own words. All others, the Arbatel warns, are powerless imitators who can only deceive themselves and others. It warns that those who try to meddle with forbidden powers, at least forbidden to them, could wind up torn to pieces or cursed with madness. Simon Magus, a contemporary of Christ's apostles, is cited as an example, for he used evil spirits to lift himself into the air and to deceive people into thinking that he had God's blessing. Along with angels and archangels, the Arbatel lists a coterie of other elemental spirits that exist beyond the veil of the physical world. They include pygmies, nymphs, and dryads, listed as one of 7 categories of beings who can do magic. Of course, God and his angels are also listed in the 7 categories, alongside the lesser gods of pagan nations. The book provides some practical guides for carrying out magic, including instructions on how to build a compass that will point you in the direction of spirits, obviously a useful tool. It also lists sylphs, tiny forest people, and saganai, magical spirits that inhabit the 4 elements like earth, air, fire, and water. Despite these references to mythological creatures, the Arbatel concludes by admonishing the reader to love God and dread the snares of Satan. During the 17th century, Arbatel became controversial in Germany and regarded by some as dangerous. Preacher Johann Weyer condemned it as full of magical impiety, and Lutheran church censor Simon Sulzer banned the Arbatel in his district. In 1617, two professors at the University of Marburg in Germany intended to use the Arbatel as a textbook for students. One of the two would be expelled for supposedly becoming obsessed with the forbidden book. Nonetheless, up to this day, this book and many others like it exert a fascination upon the human imagination, even in a time when we supposedly know better. That wraps things up for this episode of The Legendarium. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, press like. If you want to see more, press subscribe. And if you've got anything to say, let me know in the comments section. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope that you have a great rest of the day.